Are we on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Microphone check. Lights. Cameras.
This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
It is time for a big convo, and today being a Tuesday, of course, Dr. Chris Amina is seated. We are looking at the second part of understanding STIs, okay? And before we get into the conversation, okay, we are going to make some money, all right? Now, Telecel is saying to you that you should switch to the Telecel fixed broadband today and experience incredible bonuses, non-expiry bundles, data transfers across devices, and a lot more. Now, new customers get 50% bonus data in addition to other mind-blowing offers, and also if you are an existing customer, you get as much as 300% bonus on data on every broadband renewal, and you get to keep browsing. That is really, really exciting, is it not? Yes. To subscribe to Telecel fixed broadband for these amazing offers, you can dial star 900 hash or star 900 hash, or use the Telecel Play app, or you can also visit a Telecel retail outlet or www.telecel.com.gh and get connected today. Terms and conditions apply, of course. And with Telecel, we say connecting energies. Now, I'm sure that you've seen it over and over again. On the 14th of February, Akwabwa is having his show. Yes, of course, it is Akwabwa's Shades of Love, and you don't want to miss out on this. We are about to experience different shades of love. What is your shade of love? Okay, just come and show us what your shade of love is. The Symphonies of Love and High Life Music will fill the Palms Convention Center, which is located at La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. Akwabwa's Shade of Love is back and here again. Come with your loved ones, family, and friends and experience Akwabwa's music. It's a romantic evening and it is on Val's Day. It starts at 7 p.m. prompt. Tickets are selling for regular, that is 300 CDs, VIP is 500 CDs, VVIP is 750 CDs. If you want to reserve a table for you and your loved one or your loved ones, you can reach 0246 466 770, 0246 466 700. You can also grab your tickets by dialing star 714 star 2020 hash, star 714 star 2020 hash, and you don't want to miss out on this. Of course, this event is powered by 3 Music TV and Big Ideas.
Definitely. Now, moving on, my shade of love is red. Yes.
Shade of love is red?
Yes, just
okay.
wanted to let you know. So
please
do all to come through and let's show our shades of love.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Whilst you are showing your shade of love, you need to protect yourself from germs and bacteria with confidence. Now, Cleanse Hand Soap effectively kills 99.9% of germs with every use. Perfect for all your hand washing moments throughout the day. Available in a variety of invigorating variants and delightful flavors. We have aloe vera, strawberry, vanilla, honey, antibacterial, and of course chocolate. Choose the favorite for yourself, your family, and your friends. Make Cleanse your daily essential. Stay clean with Cleanse. The GC brand is all about you. Now, it being all about you, you know you need to get some education. And so if you want a British degree at a fraction of the cost, or you want a vibrant student experience in a community that equips you with useful employability skills, taking you a step closer to the career of your dreams, well, Lancaster University Ghana is offering that and more. You can enjoy all of that plus up to 50% scholarship for your degree at Lancaster University Ghana. You'd also be taught by the finest faculty trained to UK standards at their ultra modern campus. For more information, you can visit them at www.lancaster.edu.gh. That's their website. Or you can also contact them via email. That's admissions@lancaster.edu.gh, or call them on 020-960-7008. 020-960-7008. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Yes. Also, every time we eat, food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, I beg your pardon, gum disease, and in some cases, foul breath, or as AC will put it, halitosis. Now, brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal Toothpaste, okay, will help you in a lot of ways. It is made of a fine blend of fluoride with a unique combination of natural charcoal, lemon, mint, and zinc to whiten your teeth, strengthen them, and remove bad odor from your mouth. Now, charcoal white gently polishes away tooth stains and naturally restores your bright smile. For herbal lovers, try Pepsodent Herbal Toothpaste, which is infused with a unique blend of green tea and herbal extract, formulated to repair and protect your gums while giving an all-round cooling sensation. Pepsodent Herbal releases, repairs, and protects gum tissue while giving you strong teeth. Always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. Pepsodent has been educating Ghanaians on how to brush their teeth for 25 years. It is recommended by the Ghana Dental Association, and it will give you the opportunity to talk to a dentist for free. Call toll-free number 0800-161-000 to talk to a dentist for free. You can get Pepsodent at any shop near you, or call their customer care center on toll-free number 0800-200030. Pepsodent, every smile matters. Also, we've all been there. Now, you've placed the perfect multi-bet and it's all going your way until it's not, and one or more picks let you down. Well, with Betway's Bet Saver feature, you can win even if your bet misses. Even on multiple losses, you can get your bet back and more. Bet Saver, exclusive to Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway, get way more.
Get way more, just as we are promising that we are going to give you more on the show today. Hi, Doc.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Only your space. When you are going, can you please drop it? Unless it's medicated.
No.
Okay, so drop it for me.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, that's so calm. Oh.
Right? Oh, this is why we say, oh. Anyway, you're welcome, Doc. Good morning. And I hope you're doing well.
I'm great.
Okay. Who checks in on the doctor? Silence.
The doctor's friend.
Who is another doctor?
Another doctor.
Yeah, I think it's another doctor who checks up on us.
Anyway, last week we got talking about STIs, and we want to continue the conversation today. We spoke about gonorrhea and a lot last week, right? But to start the conversation today, I want us to now look at a list of some STIs that there are, okay, so that we now get into talking about breaking it down, okay, based on what the causes are, what the treatments are, and then we can go ahead from there.
Doc, today you came with a sheet of...
Yeah, I came with a sheet of paper.
No be small lectures.
Well, I think we need to settle everything today, isn't it?
Yeah,
then,
we do.
So we need to clarify a lot of things. I had people messaging me about certain things. They wanted more clarification. Too.
Okay, so you want to start with that then?
Yeah, so we'll delve into that.
Fine.
So if Debbie, you help me out. The first image.
Yeah.
Then we'll go on from there. But while she's doing that, we all know what sexually transmitted infections are, right? They are basically any kind of sexual activity involving your mouth, your anus, your vagina, and your penis is going to cause you to get infected, right? Now, people have always been wondering, what's the risk factor? What makes you susceptible to an infection? The second one we want to talk about also, what's the plan? You get infected. What's next? What happens next? Is it expensive?
Yeah, the image is ready.
So.
Okay. Oh, we are sorry about that technical glitch. Okay.
So I'll just move on.
So Chris, you go,
yeah,
and then
so
when it's ready,
I want people to understand. STIs are categorized into about 4, but most of the time we talk about 3. So it can either be caused by a bacteria, it can be caused by a virus, or it can be caused by a parasite. Now, if I asked an example of an STI that is caused by a virus, Trip, do you know one?
STI that's caused by a virus. That's caused by a
virus, yes.
HPV.
What's the full thing for HPV?
Human papilloma virus.
Yeah, so that's one. Then you go to AC. Do you know one?
No.
Bacteria.
No, please.
You know? So every time I've been teaching this thing, you don't been paying attention.
No, it's not me. I just thinking on the spot gets me scared.
And
So,
wow, then you're really great at your job because you're like constantly thinking.
honey.
On the
Right.
spot.
So the
We have-
if she has the HPV video, she can play that instead.
Yes, so let's do the videos.
The videos. Let's go with the videos instead. So since you mentioned HPV, we'll talk about
HPV.
HPV.
That looks like
Sound is
Spider-Man.
on you.
Why does that look like Spider-Man? Sorry.
The sound
Let's
is-
take it back to the top.
I think the sound is
Okay,
from
thank
your
you.
end.
All right, so we can start from this, right?
Yeah. So your
Okay.
end. The sound is from your end.
Virus, HPV. You're the most handsome guy in town who always gets invited to all the fun parties and events. And with your reputation as a bad boy, you kiss and make out with at least 3 different women each night. However, in one of your many escapades, you've also unknowingly made out with a tiny virus called HPV, which basically likes to hang out in the skin and moist areas of the body. So when you go about kissing every Tom, Dick, and Harry, you are essentially sharing and spreading the virus. If you think HPV can only be picked up after a long night of passionate lovemaking, you're in for a surprise. This persistent little virus can lurk on towels, waiting for unsuspecting people like you to dry your face or, well, other places, and then it latches onto your skin, never losing its grip. Think of it like frogs jumping from one green pad to the other, but rather than green pads, your skin is the playground. Now, the first symptom you'll start to notice is tiny pesky warts appearing everywhere, but mostly on your hands, feet, neck, and private parts looking like little boils. But sometimes you may not even see any symptoms because some HPV strains have no visible signs at all. However, this virus can be deadly. You'll likely get cervical and throat cancer soon enough. Syphilis.
Okay, Doc. So,
Alright, so that's our first
yeah.
one. So he mentioned HPV, right? That's the first. And basically, the video, even the animation tells you everything you need to know. Because the reason I wanted people to watch this was the sense that there's this perception that it's only through sexual contact. But I realized that somebody who had used it, you pick up the same towel, like those who like sharing towels. Boys, you come over, they use another person's towel. So though you are not sexually active, you could just contract HPV out of somebody else who is sexually active.
Wow.
Or you come to a sleepover at the ladies' night out and all that, you forget to take your towel. Oh, you can go ahead and use mine.
you want to use the same towel as
People do that actually. People do that. When I realize situations where people say, "Oh, I don't think you can use my towel," people get offended.
Yeah.
You shouldn't get offended.
I'm like, what are you trying to say? Like, are you trying to say
Yes. I'm trying to say everything I've not said. I can't share a towel with
Reality on ground.
you. I
What
mean,
Doc is
come
saying.
on, let's be honest. Let's be hygienic.
people share
Please.
towels.
A lot of people
A
share.
lot, even at the
People
pool,
see
especially at
it.
the pool side.
Yes.
People
Yes.
share towels.
Yes,
Especially
very true.
especially boys.
Yeah.
It's a
Yes,
thing.
it
Like
is.
boys.
Sharing towel.
Charlie Carey,
They
give
would,
me.
like, they'll just not that like is a no, like we'll share the towel, but like in an instance where maybe there's a need, they don't mind like, oh Charlie, make her use your towel. Like,
It's girls
very
who
seriously,
even
though.
ask,
I
whose
beg-
towel is this? Can I use it? Boys won't ask. They just take it.
Yeah,
Don't use it.
yeah.
It's shallow.
So you
But
don't
in
even
the-
know who has used it or who hasn't
Yeah,
used
Great.
it.
And the people where they go around, they kiss anybody.
Yeah, you see the video. They kiss. People go around kissing everybody. Like,
Yeah.
man,
Kissing any and everybody.
they say I'm not having sex, but I'm kissing. Like, but the person still. We have patients who come like that. They've not had sex, but they have HPV,
But problem day.
and then their parents or their partners are surprised
How can you explain this?
because though you've not slept with other people, you've actually cheated by kissing somebody else. So then it brings it on. Then the thing about HPV too is this: that the type of HPV that causes the cancers is just 16 and 18. The type.
Okay.
They are very, very aggressive, and when they come on, they don't like to leave. Those some of the HPV types, they come within a year or two, is gone. But another problem too with HPV is you won't show symptoms, but you can be infectious. No symptoms, but you're infectious.
You're a carrier.
You're a carrier. You're an active carrier. because you can be a carrier where you don't really infect anybody. Infectivity
Or you
is
don't
very
show
low.
at
Yeah,
all.
you don't show at all. Then we move to almighty syphilis. I call it almighty because it's OG. It's the OG of
It's
STIs.
been there.
Yeah, it's been
Oh,
there.
has it been there before?
Yeah, before all these guys.
gonorrhea?
Yeah, all these guys. It was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, syphilis has been there.
All these guys.
Okay.
It's there. We call it the OG of infections because it likes hiding.
And it's overgrown.
It just looks at all this HIV like, oh, you just came, like gonorrhea, oh, you just came. So it likes to mimic some of these other viruses. So you go treating these other ones and it just stays where it is.
Right. We have a video to the syphilis as well, so let's just show it to our viewers on 3 Music TV. Production, we are ready for you. Thank you.
This guy's syphilis is probably the OG granddaddy of STDs, and it just loves a flair of the dramatic. It always makes its grand introduction with some weird-looking rash suddenly appearing around your private parts. You might probably brush the rash off as an allergic reaction, but it would turn into bigger, disgusting-looking, painless sores over the next few days. Honestly, they look like small, pus-filled boils just waiting to burst open. You'd also start noticing a reddish-brown rash all over your body, which usually feels very rough. Now, if you visit the hospital at this stage, your doctor would just prescribe penicillin, which can cure syphilis. However, if you decide to wing it and ignore your symptoms, hoping they just go away, the disease would just relax and fool you into believing that it has and would remain dormant for years. But in its final act of destruction, it would reappear and head straight into your brain and nervous system. Syphilis is very hard to treat once it gets to this stage because you start to experience confusion, dementia, blindness, paralysis, and then eventually death. Again,
Okay, Doc, so what I will be asking is how we can easily identify that is syphilis. Because if I have a rash,
Yeah.
I wouldn't think
It's
that,
syphilis?
yes, maybe I'm reacting to something, or I'll just think that maybe something bits me, So how would I know? And then the fact that it even leads to blindness.
Yeah. Before I go there, the transmission phase for syphilis is you can get it apart from sex. You can get it from blood transfusion.
Okay.
You can also get it. Some mothers are able to pass it on to their children when they are pregnant.
But is it easily identifiable?
No, it's not.
So that
No,
the
it's
mother
not.
can pass it on.
That's why that's why we've always been advocating that when you're pregnant, you should start the antenatal care.
Okay.
Because we do all these tests. We get your genotype, phenotype, blood group, malaria. We do all these things trying to figure out to make sure the child is in optimum health and you, the mother, are in optimum health. Most people don't show up. They show up maybe the latter stage of their pregnancy. When
People don't show up to the antenatal.
They don't show up.
Eish.
Some also come one and say, "Oh, me ko back where? Ma ko back where?" Then they skip, and then when they are due, that's when they show up.
Will you say money is the cause? of why
Antenatal
they
is
don't
free.
Really?
Yeah, it's free.
Oh.
So
I
I was
didn't
I was going to say that I feel like it's one of the issues or the underlying problem is communication, and it's communication. I feel like doctor-patient communication or even health personnel patient communication is not very, I don't know, it's not to the level that would make people understand, because you're dealing with people that do not understand the importance of having antenatal care. They feel like maybe it's just one of those things
Like
that
a formality.
But you see, I would
you know.
think that money will be a contributing factor as to why people don't show up. I didn't know that antenatal
It's free.
is
You
free.
show up, they give you education on the immunization, all the things you need,
Wow.
prophylaxis, malaria.
So why won't
everything.
you go?
That's why I'm saying
Every
that it's a
single
matter of-
appointment
it's
Yeah,
a
is
the
matter
book.
of-
There's a red book. We call it the
Relaying
red book.
the
There's a book they give you
information.
at the beginning,
Okay.
which tells you your due date, when you are supposed to do, when your pregnancy starts, everything. Tells you when you should show up for all your antenatal visits. It even has the immunization charts in it for your child when you deliver after.
And everything is free.
Everything is free.
And
People don't show up.
public hospitals,
Yes.
right?
Even private ones also give it.
We cannot defend this.
It's
But
communication.
Then, yeah.
anyway,
Oh, there are factors that affect this. He mentioned one that is very important. The
communication,
education.
education.
The public health education out there, the awareness that you really need to do this. It's not really, because every time someone talks about hospital, we talk about money.
Yeah.
We talk about long queues. Because some mothers have to feed their children. They have other children that are feeding, so they can't come and spend so much time at the hospital. So then you're talking about support systems. So socioeconomic factors and all these are all part of these things.
Yeah.
Even STI, socioeconomic factors are part. Because some, as you said, some don't even know that they have these infections. Some don't even know the natural vaginal odor from the unnatural one. Some don't know that this discharge is from ovulation or is something that I need to right.
Check out.
Even with males, it's the same thing. Somebody sees a milky discharge, he thinks it's part of wet dreams. He moves on with it. Somebody sees a greenish discharge, he doesn't know what's going on.
Right.
The advocacy is not there. Like, years ago, do you remember these songs? Malaria free future. Remember those songs?
Yes.
It was catchy.
This is a dream.
Yeah. Then there was a if it's not on, it's not in for STIs. I think it was for HIV at the time. AIDS campaign.
Stella,
when was the last time you saw any of that?
It's been a while.
When was the last time you saw any of
A
those
long
songs?
while, actually.
A very, very long while. It's as if a year group passed and they skipped and they just thought, okay,
it's fine.
Maybe we are supposed to teach those who are coming.
But I think that part of communication and advocacy lies with the public relations of the health. What's it called?
Sector.
The health sector, the public relations. The people in that department are responsible for coming up with
slogans, catchy phrases,
and all
songs
of that would appeal, or that would be able to transcend the understanding of the ordinary Ghanaian, for them to understand how important some of these things are. Because I feel like sometimes even in passing that along, the jargons and stuff that are used are very unfamiliar to the people that you are trying to communicate to. So the sense of importance is completely lost on them. They do not understand the importance of what you are telling them, and they feel like, it's just going to go. They don't think that it's important to go for antenatal care. They don't think that it's important for them to go to the hospital once they notice an unfamiliar rash or anything, because of the language, and it becomes a barrier. So I think that area also needs to be. Maybe we can have a conversation on that later, but
that's important.
Because when we talk about STIs, even in schools, when we went to schools and we did a survey on some of the senior high schools about what they know about STIs, where they get the information from. It's bits and pieces. Most of it is from media. So the media doesn't talk about it, because when you ask them, even in my year group, when we were asked in public health, how many of you had a sex talk or heard about STIs?
No,
nobody.
But to the syphilis conversation, so that we just don't veer off so much in talking
with
about
syphilis, the issue with syphilis
is
is that let everybody know this: as long as you are sexually active,
there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Or even if you are not, because you said blood.
Yes, blood transfusion. So maybe you are somebody who is anemic and usually get. But these days the blood is really screened really well, but you can never tell, right?
Wait, it's possible?
Because it's dormant, so it can
be dormant, it can hide. As you said,
can you trace?
That's what we call the OG.
Can you? Okay, fine. But can you trace it to find out that this particular blood transfusion is what's causing this person's syphilis?
Yes, you can through history.
And then what happens when?
Then we treat it with penicillin.
No, but I mean, if I went to a hospital to get blood and I get syphilis through that later, I mean, is there like an apology?
Yeah, there is an apology. Yeah, there's
apology
and then
remunerations,
compensations.
Probably that one. Let's deal with I think the legal department of the hospital.
We are sorry.
It has nothing to do with you.
Right.
Has nothing to do with you.
No, that one has nothing to do with us. Because I think we've come really far when it comes to blood transfusion in this country. Like Kolbu Blood Bank, Tetsem Blood, they are doing amazing work. Like before they even give you a blood, it goes through this rigorous because of what you just said, the legal ramifications, the health ramifications of it. So you want to be sure that. So usually you realize that sometimes they let you bring your family member. Like they let you bring somebody to come and donate and all that, because
so that you don't blame them much.
No, really, but they feel the susceptibility will be lower if it's coming from your side than if you take from the general population. But usually we just do so we replace whatever you are taking. We try and get some into the bank. But let's move on to syphilis. So the problem with syphilis is that it's going to be dormant. You can have it and not show symptoms for a long time before the red pustules and the rash and these forms, which you might think is an allergic reaction. You might think is I ate something, and so let me take antihistamines or whatever it is. No, as long as anything is different from your normal body structure. That's why every time you always say it. Lenny always talks about people should look at themselves in the mirror when they are bathing. They should check themselves. Know the normal. Then when an abnormal shows up, you have you will know. But some people don't even check enough that normal and abnormal, it looks the same.
You see.
Right?
Yeah.
the syphilis talk, the HPV talk, those conversations. Lenny is always saying people should have that conversation. It's a difficult conversation. It's a very difficult conversation, but people should have it. She's right. People should sit down. As long as, and if you are seeing multiple people, you should get tested multiple times.
But why are you seeing multiple people in the first
No,
place?
let's not. Me, I feel like let's not even base it on like that, because people are not going to listen to what you're telling them to do morally. So let's leave it.
So
let's
as long
just
as you
let
are,
them know that once you have decided that this is your lifestyle,
test more times.
Just test more times so that you don't stress someone who you are going to meet and you're going to be that person's face and you give them syphilis.
Yeah, you don't put anybody else at risk.
No,
because we as health workers, we test a lot.
Okay.
Because of the contact we have with certain patients. So needles, you can get pricked and all that. Yes. Some of my colleagues have been pricked by HIV-infected needles. But they are negative now because we put you on the medication then. So we take a lot of risk with patients. So if we are taking this risk with you, why don't you take that risk with yourself and get tested?
He's already taking the risk with himself.
So take a double risk. The treatments.
But there are treatments for. So when I started mentioning viral, bacterial, one is syphilis. Wait, let me be sure what I'm saying. Okay, so syphilis is bacterial. So it means that we can do the penicillin antibiotics. We can do antibiotics. I'm not saying this so you go and buy antibiotics from the pharmacy. Because learn one thing too. The more you take some of these over-the-counter antibiotics, the more difficult it is for some of these the antibiotics that is right for your body to work.
Because your body develops.
Develop resistance.
Yeah.
And these new viruses and bacteria, they are so smart. They start seeing one antibiotic all the time. Very soon they get a chance sit down.
on Norban.
Yeah, like, and then they go. So you realize somebody has a flu, you treat, it's not going.
Yeah.
And patients lie. They'll tell, are you on any antibiotics? Oh no. Me fa kakedro.
Hey, Mutinsem. Okay,
Yeah.
so beyond that as well, there's no home remedy, no DIY remedy,
No, please.
no natural.
No, when it comes to exercise, please don't. When it comes
Don't
to your
do
reproductive
that.
system, I feel leave it to us, the professionals.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe skincare you can. You can do your curry powder or cumin powder, whatever powder.
Curry powder.
Turmeric.
It's turmeric powder.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, I was wondering curry powder on the face.
Yeah, it's yellowish, right? So I think.
turmeric.
People actually mistake it.
Yeah, so you can do that. You can do the avocado, whatever it is for your bags under the eyes. I drink avocado in
You
water.
blend it?
No, I don't blend it. I'm too lazy to blend it and too lazy to eat it. So I just dump it in water and then pour water on it and drink.
Avocado or cucumber?
Avocado too.
Avocado.
I do that.
Wow.
I've
The
never
jinx.
heard that
Interesting.
before.
Okay, so no home remedies.
No home
DIY
remedy. Please get
remedies.
tested.
Get
Please,
tested.
please. The test is not expensive. It's not expensive. Please get tested. I'm begging
And
you.
even if you're not showing symptoms, when you go to test, would it be visible?
Yes, it would.
Okay. Whether you are active
Or non-active. Yeah, I
it
feel.
will show everything.
I feel it should be a passport everybody should have in a year. Have it as that
At
box
this
you've
point,
ticked.
if you are going to date
go
someone, let
run
them
it.
show you their passports.
Yeah, the STI passport.
The STI passport.
That's your
And
pass.
if you want
Wherever.
to the port, so you can dock your ship.
you
Yeah,
have
you
to
can.
do-
Hey,
And you have to
yenta.
do renewals.
Yes.
As often as possible.
Yes.
But okay, so we've looked at gonorrhea, we've looked at syphilis. What other STIs?
So our next one is
touch
chlamydia. Chlamydia. So
That's usually for the girls.
for ladies.
yeah, chlamydia. Even if you see the viruses of you
Is that
wonder.
what they call the clap?
Yeah, that's the clap.
Yeah. Do we have a video too? Oh wow, gentlemen. And they are clapping now. Anyway, chlamydia is the next video that we are going to be looking at. So yeah, let's go. We are ready.
Is that quiet kid sitting at the back and causing all kinds of trouble without anybody noticing. This is precisely what chlamydia does. It's like a landmine you wouldn't see coming. Now, this disease targets mostly the reproductive system and would basically just wiggle its way in and head straight out your cervix and urethra during unprotected sexual activity with an infected person. And once it has comfortably settled, it would low-key start to cause all sorts of havoc in your system, sometimes without your knowledge. However, some chlamydia diseases would show symptoms after a couple of weeks. You'll start to notice an unusual discharge from your private parts, like your body just randomly decided to start a mysterious slime factory. Soon, when you go to pee, it'll feel like you're literally peeing out liquid fire and an intense pain in your lower abdomen and swelling around your private parts. The sneaky cheeky diseases would cause severe damage to your pelvis and womb, leading to a whole lot of severe inflammation and scarring in your pelvis. Sadly, your chances of also getting pregnant would be really slim, and even if you beat the odds and managed to get pregnant, the baby would grow outside your womb, which is very risky. As much as this disease tries to put on a tough front, it is easily cured with some antibiotics.
Okay, now that's quite
You said that?
scary.
You see what happens to your pregnancy?
That's quite scary.
Is it the name is
baby
very
growing
chlamydia? You see how
outside the womb?
you know how I described it? I described it as those kids in the class who stay back of the class and they are quiet. But once in a while they give this comment that disrupt the class.
Yeah.
And then you look in the class, you can't find them. Like you can't really
Straight
who is
face.
doing that? Like that's what chlamydia is. Sort of like sits at the back quietly. Then it throws one bomb here and there.
It's an introvert.
It's a serious introvert.
What's the cause?
It's a
of
bacteria.
Chlamydia.
It's a bacteria.
Okay.
It's a bacteria that causes this. And the problem for women is when it goes up, most infections will just probably stay in your vagina and your bloodstream. But this one actually targets your reproductive system. And instead of it making you get pregnant, instead of your child attaching stuff in your womb, inside the womb, it pushes the child out to stay outside.
Hey.
What happens then?
It's
It
an
means
introvert. It's like its space. So
So what are the extreme cases?
That's the extreme case. We have to get rid of it. If you have a pregnancy like that, we can't. It's not sustainable.
Yeah. So how about for the people? This is too scary. For the people who don't want to get pregnant or are not even expectant and all of that, yet still they have chlamydia. What are the extreme cases for these people?
Extreme cases is the funny thing about chlamydia too. Is one of the easily treatable.
Oh,
You see the problem? Easily
it's
treatable.
really scary, but you can easily get rid of it.
Yes, like a flu.
Oh,
Doc, you said it's a bacteria. So
Wow.
how do the women contract it in the first place?
Sexual contact. So the gentleman has it
How
The
does
gent-
a gentleman get it?
from another woman.
No, so how like it's
You're trying to trace. You're trying to trace like where
the origin,
where
like the
STIs come
source.
from.
Yeah,
no,
where that,
we don't trace them. It's like HIV. We can't really trace any of them. It's like HPV. HPV. Everybody, if you're an adult, 1 out of every 2 adults who is sexually active or kiss somebody has HPV. 1 out of 2.
Hey God, I beg.
so we
God, I beg. Oh.
So if you take a population like 100, you go to a university and take like whole lecture hall,
50,
right?
It's 100 people.
I say
50
half of the
people.
people that has HPV. The other half have had it, but maybe cleared it.
Yeah.
Even that half, there's some that have retained it, and it's going to cause them cancer.
So Doc, you see, with this information, what are the health personnel doing about information dissemination?
Oh, we have
because,
to-
like you rightfully
we
said,
celebrate the weeks, the chlamydia, STI.
no, but do we
ban
need
thing.
to wait? You see, that's the thing.
Wait
Do
for
we need
those
to
specific?
wait for the month to name it?
Chlamydia month.
Chlamydia month or breast cancer awareness month.
Let me use your
or
words.
prostate
Let me use
cancer
your word that you
awareness
said.
month.
Let me use your words. Funding. Have you seen those adverts that says this advert was funded by UNSAID?
USAID.
Look at that, oh. We can't fund our own advert.
But can't we push for that? I think that there should be
Like
some
1 minute
level of
advert on
advocacy.
TV. Like 1 minute advert on TV. We can't even fund that.
And also because it's health related, I think that it will be easier to spread the word, especially on media
Social,
platforms,
Facebook, yeah.
because then it will be seen as some form of CSR.
Yeah.
Because if you say that chlamydia is very dangerous, but it's easily treatable, yet still we don't know that.
Yeah.
We
that's
don't
true.
know how easy it is to even treat that, or maybe that the possibility that a lot more people than we think have it. It's just really scary. I think that there should be some. Maybe you should champion it. Where
Yeah, I'm
you
doing that with my.
pushing for.
I'm speaking to some of my professors, and we're going to start a campaign on having this thing done. We should stop doing health on a celebratory basis,
Yeah.
like dates and celebrate, and then we are done. Breast
'Cause
cancer.
it's very
breast cancer, we talked about
performative.
it. We've talked about it again.
Yes, it's very
Until what?
performative
Until
when
October
you
again?
do that. Yeah.
So, but from January to October, nobody's going to hear anything about breast cancer.
yeah.
Nobody's going to know. Those who didn't watch us at that time, those who didn't see the advocacy about it, don't know until October, and probably that person will have lost their life. or lost their breast.
Let's
Yeah.
think about it this
Right.
way too. Also, this is a question: putting out ads about diseases, infections continuously all year round. Randomly, you're watching TV, you see an ad on chlamydia. Randomly, you're watching TV, you see an ad on HIV. Randomly, you're on social media, it pops up somewhere. Do you think it's going to scare people, or it's going to help people? I'm talking about frequency.
Frequency, yes.
I also believe that when it's in a lot of people's faces, they might actually be more scared, which I believe will help them protect themselves. But then again, some people, when they get to that point, they forget that they are scared. And so I just want to find out like what you guys think about their frequency as well. Also because there are a number of infections that need to be spoken about. It's just that people end up picking the ones they feel like are deadly, right? Or what usually people will even create foundations in terms of these awareness because someone close to them might have passed,
Right.
Yeah.
through that. And so they decide, what, I'm going to champion maybe mental health. I'm going to champion breast cancer. I'm going to champion HIV because I've lost someone really dear, which is very valid. But if no one loses anyone, doesn't mean that we're not going to do it. And when we are going to do it, so how are we supposed to do it? Do you
Right.
get what I'm
I
trying
don't know
to
if
say?
you remember the Just One More ad. Just One More. The road accidents. When we started having like
A lot of
serious
road
road
accidents.
accidents. It was in our
I don't
face.
remember.
It was in our face.
This guy even made a song
every
about
day.
it. Driver Susu.
Yeah.
It was a period.
Lord
They
Kenya.
do that. Yeah, Lord Kenya made a song about
I
it.
remember
There were a
the
number
Obo
of
one.
songs. Yeah, I remember
Just
the
one
Obo
more.
one.
So I remember that ad from a very young age where the guy drinks and he drinks, he drives, and then he gets into an accident, and then now he's what's it called?
Crippled.
Yes, he cannot do anything, and they are trying to feed him, right? Because now you can't cater for yourself, basically. That advert was in our faces every day. It was constantly there. I think that within that period, I don't know the stats,
reduced.
I don't know
It
the
did
data,
reduce.
but it did reduce.
Yeah,
Like,
because I think
accidents did reduce.
I think in those adverts
go
too, passengers were encouraged to talk to drivers to slow
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Because your life was also at stake.
Yeah.
So it gave a voice to passengers. Because I remember one of the adverts, the passengers got down.
Yeah.
The driver had gone. The car was outside. He gets down to go and drink.
Yeah.
And as he sat down, a passenger by himself, wait, did you go and
Yeah.
drink? Like I smell alcohol. Then commotion sets in, everybody gets off the vehicle. And the driver is sitting in the car alone. Right? He's right. There was this advert too about color and washing your hands. When the kid touches the surface,
That
it can pink.
Yeah.
It's pre-informed. Do you know that? Let me put this out there simply. Do you know that between the period of 2020 to about 2022, COVID, that 2-year window, do you know the case of infections related to hygiene went down? The numbers went really, really down.
Because you were
sanitizing, you were washing, you were wearing nose masks, somebody coughs and you're like,
But I think that we need to get that level
No,
of
we went back.
sensitization again.
because
Because I
of
don't
what?
think people are
Fear.
even washing their hands anymore.
They've
So
stopped.
so the fear is good.
Yeah.
I've seen people pick their nose
Okay.
and try to reach to give me
Something.
a handshake.
Eesh.
And then all of a sudden I look like a rude person. Because then you're like, fist.
Even if you give someone a fist, they feel like I'm extending a hand. Why are you giving me a fist? They feel like it's rude.
They feel
but
like it's past. Like we should no. Because apart from that, you
I
don't know where
have a
I've touched.
valid reason. Don't touch me.
Yeah, genuinely, right?
So when you talk about advocacy for health, like when health promotion on TV and media, right? There are two forms that go. Sometimes they use humor, they use fear, they use emotion. Somebody crying. Some of these ones they show a funeral, a woman who is crying over the death, and oh no, like. So this is kind of to try to appeal, but they realize that the fear one sort of.
yeah.
Because you remember COVID was like, no. I remember I was not in the country when COVID came. I was in the country where it started from.
You trying?
So you hear I was not getting this message, like we're not getting message where we were about what's really going on, we're not really, I'm not seeing the thing. But you guys were sending us materials from here. People dying. And we're like, well, you guys, you don't have a virus, you're panicking already. You get it?
Yeah.
It's not enough out there. We don't talk about them enough. People don't, the campaign is not there. I don't think, what campaign is being driven right now? I don't even know on TV. I don't know. I can't even tell which
Yeah,
campaign
no.
on health. I don't see.
Yeah, everyone is waiting for October.
I see.
At least me, I'm looking
You know,
at
prostate-
May. May is for I think May is for mental health.
Mental health.
mental health. I think
Men
mental health and then
So I'm
autism
mixing
is around that.
Men-
Yeah.
Autism is April.
April.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of people who work within like the health or the various sectors where certain things are supposed to be done,
And they're not being
who
done.
are out of touch with reality and or just do not understand what it is that they need to do when it comes to their jobs. Because advocacy is something that's supposed to be running all year round, especially with regards to health, because health has to do with your entire well-being, not just like your physical. So it's something that has to run. It's something that even the ministry has to make
Yeah, definition of health.
provision for.
Yeah, definition of health. You just said it actually.
Yeah.
Not and the WHO adds that last part, and not merely the absence of disease
Yes.
or infirmity. So health is
Your
it's
entire
it's
well-being.
everything.
Mental
Food, your diet, everything, social, everything. But as you said, we always talk about the social aspect. Like even mental health just recently came up.
Yeah,
Like 2 or 3 years ago, that mental health is sort of gaining a bit of momentum and even
Yeah.
it's dying out.
And I think that one car was since 2020.
Yeah, because people were home.
people were locked down. A lot of these conversations came up as to what people's mental health
The
is
hard
or
guys
should
decided
be.
to open up.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so if you ask somebody, if you ask a man, would you go and willingly walk into a psychologist's office
as a man.
as a man?
Why did you say it's like that? Yes, as a man,
He
go.
pointed to
If
himself.
you are stressed, go.
You have to, regardless of what your
And
gender
the next question is, as a woman, would you go with him as support
yes, if there's a need to.
and not judge
no, if there's
that,
a
like
need
you know,
to.
you know,
Absolutely.
you see.
Oh no.
Look, honestly,
no.
as
No,
a
if
man,
there's a need
as
to.
a man, we understand, and I think that shouts to my fellow men out there. You can relate if you let the world know your problems.
yeah, but
It's
also,
your weakness.
I mean, we will need to take this conversation off. We apologize for the fact that we couldn't exhaust it again. Okay, for the sake of time, we have to go. But the full conversation will be on our YouTube. So you can find it if you missed it in the beginning or if you joined us midway or if you just joined us as well. The full conversation will be there. I'm tempted to say that we can look at, because today we did syphilis, right? And then there's more, Doc.
We've
Syphilis,
done chlamydia,
chlamydia.
we've done syphilis, we've done
Yeah.
gonorrhea already. So
done gonorrhea
I think the
already,
last
so
one would
that's
have covered
not bad.
that's the boss of all the boss.
What would that have been? HIV.
The senior most.
So I don't know. Let's see.
Well, I think
Let's see
with
what
all these infections, the difference
production
is that
decides.
everybody goes. All the infections they have treatment, but I think HIV is the only one that
doesn't
stays.
go.
Is the only one that stays.
So maybe we should have a conversation on
Just
just
that.
HIV.
right? So we'll leave
Well,
that
we'll try
for
and see if we can get
Yeah.
some people who are surviving it,
who are willing to talk.
uh,
So
off
we've
air.
done.
HIV or AIDS, because I understand that there's a difference.
Oh, there is a total difference. When you get to AIDS, that one we can help you.
Yeah. Okay. So we've spoken about gonorrhea last week, and then also we touched on syphilis a little last week. Today we did syphilis and chlamydia. Okay.
And,
Hopefully next week, fingers crossed. Producer.
I think we're done with HPV.
Debbie.
Yeah, we did
HPV
HPV
as
too.
well
We're done
last
with
week.
HPV.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. How could I?
We did
forget?
trichomoniasis because you mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah. So guys, we'll be back again tomorrow and hopefully next week with more on sexually transmitted infections. But in between today or now and when we catch you tomorrow, do make sure to still stay tuned to 3 Music TV and Plus 89.9 FM
protected.
and stay protected. Thank you, Doc. The show has been Culture Daily, been running it with Isilfwa and Kojo Trip, and we make up the Culture Squad. We're going to catch you tomorrow. Do have a great day.
Culture Daily was brought to you by Telecel.